Well, welcome everybody to this week's episode of the Insider's Edge podcast. I am your host, Jeff Jacobson.
Eric Tippett,
and we are thrilled to have with us today a guest that we've actually been waiting for quite a while to jump on with us, the everything marketing and automation guru, Lisa Torres. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're thrilled to have you. As I mentioned, it's funny as you lighten these interviews up, everybody's busy, everybody has things going on. And then also sometimes life just gets in the way of what we've got scheduled. So after much delay, I really appreciate you taking the time to join us today. And I'm thrilled to dig in with you today.
For sure. I'm happy to be here. Thanks again for inviting me.
You got it. You got it. Well, let's kind of just get right into it. Before we do that, though, if you could let our audience know, Lisa, since there's so many things, you've got coaching, you've got training programs, you've got all kinds of content out there for everybody. Let our audience know today what they're going to learn by lending their ear to us today.
Yeah. So today we are going to learn how to automate your business, because there's a lot of, network marketers and entrepreneurs and content creators that are really struggling to build their business online, especially the entrepreneurs, the network marketers who are spending a lot of time in the DMs. But I want to be able to show entrepreneurs online how to kind of move away from all the manual stuff and create an automated business so they're not working so hard. So yeah, it takes a little bit of time and effort in the front end, but in the end result, that's where the automation begins, and that's where freedom is created.
Sure. So you're eliminating some of those juggling balls. I think people are like kids, family, work, this, and then I got to go build a business.
Right.
It's tough. Yep. It's tough. I think that's great. That's one reason we are thrilled to have you on here today. We're all talking a little bit before the show about, as an entrepreneur, as a network marketer, you really think, hey, I'm going to do this because I'm going to have freedom of time. I'm going to be able to work my own schedule. I can do whatever I want during the day. I'm an entrepreneur. The reality is, and Eric jokes about it a lot, man, you're spending almost every waking moment you have trying to build something. So the fact that you can teach people how to automate that and really truly create that freedom of time that everybody wants out there, I think it's going to be a great show today.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's what I love. It's what I do. It is my passion. It is, because I'm all about creating freedom. That's freedom is my middle name. Let's just say that. Lisa right. Freedom Torres.
You're like, I just want to have fun.
I wasn't born on the 4th of July for nothing, right?
Wait, is that true?
It's true. It's 4th of July is my birthday.
Oh man,
I love it.
I'm all about freedom.
if your middle name isn't Freedom, you need to go get that changed.
That's right.
Oh, well, that is we're excited, Lisa. So let's just jump in, but before we give people the dessert, why don't we go back to the start?
Yes.
As many of our audiences know, we like to really kind of find out what motivates people, what their childhood was like, what forces, what experiences they had as children or as teens or as they got started that kind of have prepped people and led them kind of to this life that we're living right now. So on that note, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, where you grew up, what your family life was like, kind of fill in some gaps for us if you don't mind.
Yes. Okay. Well, we'll start off in 1970.
Ooh, good year.
All right.
That's when I was born, in 1970. And I was born to a family of, they were working people at the time, but they eventually turned into entrepreneurs. Like my father eventually opened up a steakhouse. My mother eventually opened up a hair salon. So I was always around that entrepreneurial type of lifestyle. And so that's all I really know, right? Mm-hmm. So, but as I was growing up, they didn't really embed that into me. They didn't really kind of take the time to inspire me to become an entrepreneur. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I had the itch because I saw, because children, we're like sponges, right? When we're kids. Yep. And so I was just soaking up all of everything that I was seeing. And so I grew up with entrepreneurship being embedded in me without them actually inspiring me to be an entrepreneur, if that makes sense, right?
Absolutely.
Right, because I was a kid and I was a sponge, and that's what kids do, okay? So eventually, my mother passed away when I was 17 years old. And when I was 19, I was introduced to, and by the way, my father and I are not close. They got divorced when I was 7 years old. And so when my mother passed away, there was no option of like moving in with my father. I had to go and get jobs and take care of myself. I'm the youngest of 4 girls. And so it was just me left in that house. I have 2 older sisters that also passed away. And so it was me, really just me and my sister left. My sister's 7 years older than me. She was already out of our apartment yet. And so at 17, when my mother passed away, it was just me.
It was like, it's like life just.
It's like,
here we go.
At that point, I had to become an adult.
Yeah, here we go.
At that point, I had to pay the bills, okay? Wow. And so that's what I had to do. I didn't finish high school. I failed GED tests like 3 or 4 times. I never went to college.
Yes.
Right. I never went to college or anything like that. Well, I attempted to go to like fashion kind of school, college, but that didn't work out because my mind was just so messed up from losing my mother.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
So I don't have time for school. I don't have time for college. I need to make money to pay the bills. Well, that's my only goal.
What's interesting is, we hear so many people talk about, the transition. It's so hard, and they put on their cuddly blanket, the excuse blanket. You didn't have that option. Like, you were an adult, a forced on adult.
Right.
I mean, this is really actually very important for people to understand. So many people kind of come in and talk about things and I feel like, and we've tried to really stay away from the people just regurgitating, what the other people are saying, and find people that are like, I didn't have the option. I had to make it work. So I'm teaching you stuff because I had to do it.
Right.
Like this is the real, way to have it happen versus just kind of tiptoeing in.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Wow.
So as time went on, and I'm working, I'm like, I hate this. Even at a young age, I'm like, I hate having a boss. I hate being told what to do. Like, this is just not my thing. So at 19, I was introduced to network marketing. I was invited to a home party. I was introduced to network marketing. I wasn't sold on the products. I was sold on the lifestyle. The big house, the cars, the money,
boy,
all of that stuff. And that's what I bought into. And so honestly, at 19, I don't remember, obviously there was no internet. Obviously there was no like credit cards. So I don't even remember if there was like fax machines back then. I don't remember any of that stuff. It was so long ago. So I don't even know how. I probably, if I can guess, I probably filled out an application at the home party to get my kit going. And then maybe they emailed it to me. Like, I can't think of anything else how that transaction would have taken place.
Right. You're right.
Right?
Right. Yeah, it was through the phone. It was through the Motorola. It was like the big.
I don't even know if we had those.
I was going to say, did we even have phones?
I don't even know.
I'm sorry, it was this. I'll be over at your house.
It's actually back to a time where we didn't have those things, especially for some of our audience. They just don't realize that. We had John Melton on, and he said, it's so crazy. People don't realize now how easy it is with the tools and technology to pivot. But you're talking about, a flip chart, an application you filled out by hand, probably a credit card machine that they ran like this.
Honestly, I have no memory of how that transaction took place. I just know it took place.
That's right.
Okay.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, sorry to keep interrupting. That's just, it's a great segue because
it really is.
What we're trying to pull by talking about these questions is, man, it wasn't easy. People who got started and have been doing this have people that have been in it. They didn't just have the luxury of, hey, let me do a little side hustle. I got an hour on Saturday. You had to jump in out of survival, not out of a side hustle. And I think this is going to be really, really fascinating for people to watch this transition.
It's great.
Yes. So anyway, let me see. Okay, so I signed up that day, and from that point on, all the way up till like the next 18 years, I jumped around from company to company while I'm having a job, by the way, or jobs, I should say, because I couldn't even keep a job for too long. But I had because I was like the worst employee because I just hated it. I didn't want to be there. I just didn't like showing up from the 9 to 5, sitting in the cubicle all day, shuffling papers. I hated it. And it showed.
Well, it sounds like you don't want to be in a box.
Correct.
It's like I want to go live a bigger life than these guys that sit in the cubicle and they're okay with it.
Yeah. So my mindset was like not with the average Joe. My mindset was like on bigger things. Yeah. And so I just kept jumping around from company to company for the first 18 years of me being introduced to network marketing. And I failed 18 years and I only made $20 during that time.
Wow.
I kid you not. It was a friend. I was in a trial. I'll never forget. It was in a travel company. It was in a travel network marketing company. And my friend just basically felt bad for me because she knew I wasn't making any money. And she decided to purchase, I don't know, an airline ticket that $20 commission or something like that.
You're like that. And that kept me for the next like 5 years. It's like, it's possible. Yes.
Right. Well, you see, possible. That's the key word.
That's right.
I knew that it was possible because I was surrounding myself with other people who had already been successful, who were doing it, who were making money. Yes. And so I knew the possibilities of what that lifestyle can be. And so that is why I refused to give up and just live the mediocre lifestyle like everybody else was doing. I didn't want to do that. It was not an option for me. So anyway, fast forward 18 years, $20 made.
Oh, make sure this is in the show notes. This is so good.
A year.
You got to come learn from Lisa. She made $20 in 18 years.
Right. Yeah, $20 in 18 years, jumping around from. I can't even tell you how many companies I jumped around in during that time. But anyway, when 2007 came, I was making the most I've ever made at a job, which was about $55,000 a year. That was like the max I've ever made at that point. Okay. Yeah. And so in 2007, that job I was at for 3 years, I got laid off. And as soon as I walked out of that building, it was in corporate America, working in a cubicle. As soon as I walked out of that building, which by the way, I was escorted by security out of the building, right? Because that's what they do in corporate America. Especially when you're working in the financial industry, they escort you out with security. And so I was humiliated, embarrassed, right? And so I left the building with my head up, crying, going to the bus stop to go. I was born and raised in the Bronx, so I was working in the city at the time. And I got on the bus, just crying my eyes out, thinking like, what am I going to do now? But also knowing that that will be my last job forever. It's not like from this point on, I am 100 or 1,000% unemployable.
And you knew when you walked out, that was it.
That was it. I'm like, I am done. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I'm not doing that.
I at a strip club before I.
I ain't going there.
There's options. There's options.
There's options. And having a job, sitting in the cubicle, shuffling papers is not one of them. Right?
Right.
So I was, and by the way, no, I never became a stripper or sold drugs or anything like that.
You saw my next question.
I'm just saying, it was an option for entrepreneurship.
Right.
Oh, this is great.
So no, that never happened. But when I got home, I told my husband, and by the way, I was the breadwinner. Okay, because at the time my daughter was only 5 years old. We don't believe in babysitters. And so he was an NYPD at the time. He left his job for his music career, was making some pretty decent money with that. And that was the reason why he left, he stopped becoming an NYPD officer. And so we decided that I will be the breadwinner while he stays home and raises the kids. Okay. And so we have two, a boy and a girl. The boy is his from a different relationship, so he's my stepson, and then we have a girl together.
Two at that time, when you were getting on that bus, you were the breadwinner, going, I've got to go home and tell my husband with 2 children that we basically just lost our job.
We got no bread.
We lost the one income I had for supporting 4 people. So here I am, $55,000 a year, supporting 4 people.
Oof.
Okay.
Man, this is great.
Yeah. So anyway, we had to put our thinking caps on. And so I turned to the internet. That's when I turned to the internet. I turned to YouTube and I started shooting videos. My lighting was terrible. My audio was terrible. The quality of my content was terrible. Like everything was just terrible. But I was like, you know what? I see everybody else, because YouTube and MySpace pretty much is all we had at the time, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And so I saw like a lot of people making money. Remember, possibilities, that was the key word, right?
Yes.
I saw what was possible, and I saw that there was other people making money on YouTube, and I'm like, why not me? This is like a free platform. Some other people are doing it. Why can't I?
Yeah.
And so I shot a video every single day for the first 6 months after I got laid off. No sales.
Wow.
Once again, here we go again.
But I think this is really important, because I think too many times people, like you got enamored by the lifestyle, and people go and sell the hopium, but then just say it's super simple, like just set up a website, and it's just magic. Not realizing that it isn't like that. Like these viral videos that one person did one and that blew up. Like that is so in Pluto. If it happens, congratulations, but you did it every single day. So when people are saying, man, it's just not working, you go, how much time are you putting into the business? Like, an hour, every month. It's like, how are you expecting to make money?
There's your result.
So this is really good for people, I think, to understand, you were putting in effort, but maybe not understanding exactly how it all works, but you were putting in and building that portfolio.
Correct.
Lisa, what were you putting out as by way of content? I wrote that down in my notes, how you did a daily video for 6 months with no sales, and was curious. You were just getting started and there wasn't a blueprint that somebody said, okay, your first day jump up and this is your Monday video. How did you come up with your content? How did you know what you were going to do back then?
Okay, so I was selling a little $97 affiliate program at the time that actually paid $100 commission on the front end, and then we make like more commissions on the upsell. So I would make $100 on the front end. So that little $97 commission, I would make $97, right?
Wow.
$97 ebook that taught how to build your business online with different marketing strategies. Okay. And so it was like 300 pages. I read every single page in that ebook. So that's where my education really started, because I was so hungry to like learn, and I'm like, let's just sit here. I don't have a job. What else is there to do? Let's read 300 pages.
Yeah.
And so I had my little thing that I was promoting when I was doing my videos was a marketing ebook to teach other entrepreneurs different marketing strategies. And at the time, what did we have? We didn't have social media, so there was like blogging and YouTube videos and MySpace and forums and blogging and all these different
blogging was huge. That was like the thing, like the big go-to. Everybody was like, oh, it's about blogs.
Blogging.
Gotta be a blogger.
Got a blog.
Exactly. And so so that was the product. So my content that I was creating wasn't really about the product. It was more about my story, my transformation, what I was thinking about, my sharing my goals and things like that. Now my subscriber base was growing, but I wasn't making any sales. Little did I know that people were actually watching.
That's
right.
That is huge for people to understand. People watch more than they listen. They want to just watch you, and they want to make sure you're real. Yeah. Because people leak. And so many times people say something, then you'll see a video and you'll be like, that's weird. Like that's totally opposite of what they've been talking about. So people were watching you. You were building the eyeballs and the belief. I mean, people believing in you.
Yeah. And really what was building my belief is seeing other people get results. Right? That was like that's what kept me going and not wanting to go back to a job, because I just kept saying it's either go back to a job and sit there for 9 to 5 and roll over again, right?
Yeah.
Not getting paid what you're worth, not living the lifestyle that you want to live, or figuring out what everybody else is doing, being observant, taking notes, and applying what I'm learning. And so, make a long story short, eventually, when the 6 months came, I actually made my first sale of that $97. So that $97 commissions came in, and I was like,
game time.
if I could do one, then I could do two.
Right.
If I could do two, then I could do 20. If I could
That's
do
right.
20, I could do 200.
Yes.
Oh, wow. What a catalyst.
That really is. If you can do one, why can't you do more?
Right. Yep. So what happened after that? So then eventually, you know, more sales of that little $97 product started trickling in. Twitter launched in 2008. I got introduced to the concept of attraction marketing and using systems and autoresponders to build your list. Right.
Yes.
And so I signed up for an attraction marketing company that somebody pitched me on or promoted to me in my space, in my chat box.
Yeah.
In my space.
Yeah.
And I went through that system and I signed up for that too. And I'm like, wow, like this is what I want to learn how to do. I want to learn how to do all this stuff. I didn't know what autoresponders was. I didn't know what a capture page or sales funnel was. I didn't know any of that lingo because I wasn't exposed to that yet.
Yeah.
But when I got exposed to it, it was just interesting to me and I wanted to learn it. And so in 2008, when I joined that program to learn all that stuff, to get my system set up, to start using autoresponders, that was the time that Twitter launched. And that system actually had a training on how to use Twitter.
Wow.
And so what I did was I applied that training. Like I followed everything to the T. I was the best student ever.
Love it.
I followed everything to the T. I said, whatever they're doing and teaching, I'm doing it. And so I got on Twitter, I created my account, and I had made 52 sales in 30 days.
Wow. Wow.
And that was like my first breakthrough.
Holy cow.
On Twitter.
And how did that feel?
It was like, you know, I don't even have words on how it, I can't.
You're like, I'm flying.
It was, yes, it's just like, it feels like you're turning from a caterpillar to a butterfly.
Mm.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
That's what kind of, it feels
Great
like
analogy.
You've spread, your wings have
Yes.
emerged.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
You put in the time and it's finally your time.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Yeah. And so shortly after that, I started learning, you know, I kept going on with Twitter and making more sales with Twitter and growing my audience. I grew my audience there to over 20,000 followers over there. I don't use Twitter anymore. So the account that I do have now was from that time. I have the same Twitter account is still up from that time, but I'm never on Twitter. I never use it. I don't do anything with Twitter right now. But at the time, it was a new platform. It was exciting. It was fresh. It was new. It was fun.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. And that account still exists. You can go there and see it yourself. It's there.
What a great segue, though, to grow your business on Twitter. I mean, I think for people to know that there was a time when Twitter was the platform that you went to and grew your business and got
There was no Facebook, by the way, and obviously there was no Instagram.
It's remarkable it's not easy. I mean, and to sell and get business on Twitter compared to like Facebook or Instagram or YouTube now, it almost seems like, you know, picking up a sledgehammer and working with it all day long.
Right.
Yeah, you don't hear anybody say, yeah, I grew my whole business on Twitter.
No.
And by the way, because I was learning, because the system that I had signed up for, they had plug and play like funnels that I could just plug my autoresponder into, and they taught you how to do that.
Yeah.
And those were the funnels that I used on Twitter that made the sales for inside of that affiliate program. That's what I made money with. It wasn't for my little $97 thing. It was for that system because they had an affiliate program. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to promote this. And so that's what I made the 50 sales in. Because that system was actually new too. That system was only 4 months old.
Wow.
So it was still fresh and new. Twitter was fresh and new. And I just blew up Twitter just like that, just by learning.
Just by learning.
So.
I love it. So let's transition, because I think there is so much good content and lead up to where you are today. And I think you just saying, hey, by the way, Twitter is still over there. I don't use it. This is going to be really fun to talk about. I think today, when you say grow something online, there is so much chaos, so much noise, that if you said that to somebody, like, just start doing lives, just start, like, people's mind would blow up. And I think they just go back to a job. Lead us into where you're at today. Like, you've gone through a lot of things from at Twitter to today. Let's kind of jump into how to automate your business and how to streamline, let's call it how to streamline your business, or put your business on automation through all the noise. Because I think that's the challenge, is there's too much technology. There's too many things that people have to go learn before they actually even get started, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, we only had Twitter, MySpace, and YouTube at the time. That was our social media.
Yes, I remember.
So we only had 3 platforms. Now we have, I don't know, we have Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, I'm on YouTube, like
Clubhouse,
Facebook, LinkedIn, like there's so many different platforms out there.
Yes. And if you're doing international, like I do a ton of business in China. And so, I'm in a completely different, you're starting into Weibo and all the different social medias that you can't even get Facebook in China. So what you're building here, you have a massive market over there that you can't even get to. So
Right.
there's also the transitionings to where if you're going to start getting international, you need to understand, what are those tools? What are those things that'll take you to the places? Let's say you're in the Hispanic market. Well, there's very localized products and things that work in those different areas that you got to start to recognize, where am I building my business, and then start to apply these automation techniques. So sorry, I love it. This is I'm actually super excited to learn. Just because that's I think we're overworked. You get tired with just all of the tools that are kind of coming at you all the time. Yeah,
for sure. So anyway, Twitter was where was the first platform that I used to create automated sales, because those 52 people that came in through the system was all on Autopilot.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So that's really where my Autopilot journey began. From that time, we're talking about, this was like around 2008. From that time to like right now, or I should say from that time to about 2012, my business was like this. It was, I mean, the income would go up, the income would go down, the income would go up, it was like a complete roller coaster. And between that time, because my business was a roller coaster, and not a lot of people talk about this, they always talk about, oh, I'm making all this money, and yeah, my income is like this, and it's going like this. They don't talk about this one, but they always say it's going here, or it's stable, or they don't talk about the pitfalls. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So, or the algorithm changes.
Right. And so with my pitfalls, because I had to figure out how I was going to make money during the times where my income was like really in the pits, I started doing other things like babysitting kids and just being resourceful. I was babysitting kids after school, and where I was picking up my daughter, I had picked up 4 girls, and the parents would pay me $75 a week to watch those kids. My husband would take the car and use it as a taxi cab. Okay. I used to dress up as a clown on the weekends and do children's parties. I set up a Fiverr account, and I started doing clown gigs over there, and just a whole bunch of different things, and just trying to be resourceful on what I need to do to make money when the dip is there.
You're committed.
You're still only on Twitter at this
You're
point?
committed.
Because remember, I wasn't going back to a job. It wasn't an option.
That's
No
right.
way.
I was committed. I think
So
that's
what do we do
the
in
challenge.
the dip? Because
Right.
your income is going to dip at some point.
Yeah.
And what do you do at that time where you're struggling, trying to figure out how to get it back up, but it's not moving? And that is
Yes.
going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, right?
I think this is important for people also to understand. People, I have watched so many entrepreneurs. I was in this with the CEOs of this network marketing company, and the top distributor came in and knocked on the door and said, "Oh, hey, sorry about that." He said, "Hey, can I get my commission check a week early?" And they're like, "Sure, talk to accounting." And they looked at each other and they had this little conversation about the second people make more, they go spend more trying to show everybody, how big time they are,
Right.
and not realizing when you're an entrepreneur, it's cash flow. You've got to be very protective of when it's going up. Great. There's going to be this, but I've got to account for that. I got to make sure I've got the staying power.
Right.
That's really powerful, really good insight.
That's right. So you just have, what was that?
It's tough too, I think, in network marketing, as you said, you're like, I'm not going back. There wasn't a choice for you. You had said, this is my path forward. No matter if it curves or it goes down a hill, I'm going on this path. I think for a lot of people that maybe side hustle or think, hey, network marketing's my game now, they have times when they don't make money and they're not true to their purpose. And so in their mind, they're like, yeah, network marketing's not working. Or maybe you, during your first 18 years, that's the product. I need to jump to this other business.
Right.
When in reality, it's that determination that come hell or high water, I'm going down this road. And I think that's where a lot of people, where network marketing, entrepreneurship gets a bad name, but where a lot of people think, oh, it's just not for me, is their commitment level wasn't there. The going gets tough and then you going out of the industry. But for you, I love the fact that it shows the importance of having a purpose and how when things don't go your way, if you're aligned with your purpose, you find a way.
And commitment, persistence, like this is so good of content. I want people to understand you didn't grow up with, this isn't you're teaching with a silver spoon in your mouth. Like I didn't make 18, like this is such good and show notes for people to understand. If Lisa did it and was committed, like you have no excuse. Like you can't, I'm dressed up as a clown. Like, come on. Like, people just get out of the game one setback and they're like, oh, I'm out. Got to go back.
There's always ways to make money without having a job. You just need to be resourceful and that's it. And so I was extremely resourcul.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, so the income was going like that. But if there's one takeaway, if you're listening right now, if there's one takeaway that I can share with you, it is to build your skill sets when it comes to automation. I'll share a story really quickly because I have some slides that I actually want to share to kind of paint the picture and kind of show you what an automated system should look like when you're building a network marketing company or any company for that matter. First of all, the number one skill set is you need to start focus on building your list because the money is in the list. We just recently had a shutdown of social media.
Yeah.
Everybody was panicking because they're like, oh my God, Facebook and Instagram is down and WhatsApp and whatever else. What am I going to do? My customers are there. My friends are there. Like my prospects are there. What am I going to do? My Facebook ads are down. What am I going to do? While everybody was like, scared, here I am in the back end writing an email to my list and making money. So the number one key is to build your list and have the tools and the skill sets so that when, God forbid, if social media ever shuts down again, and it will, that you have your email list that you own, that you can go and, send an offer to.
Completely independent of those platforms.
Well, I think you just said the key word that you own.
Correct.
That's on social media, they own your followers, your list. So if they just decide that you said something wrong, I mean, there's been times where I never get into the political, religion, like the crazy things, but if you even said back in the day, network marketing or something home, you got banned.
Mhm.
And some like, I just had 30,000 people, like it's gone like this. Like if you have to own your list.
That is true.
Mm.
And you know, I actually just did a podcast that I'm releasing. I think it's this Monday or the following Monday, but it was like it's the 5 mistakes that I did as an entrepreneur. And one of the things that I shared with them is signing up for a network marketing company that does not like internet marketers. I actually did that mistake in 2000. I signed up for a network marketing company that did not like not network marketers, internet marketers, right? They don't like you building your list or using funnels and all that kind of stuff. I signed up with a huge reputable company. My mistake was that I did not read all of the PMPs, the policies and procedures.
Yep.
And I went and I literally let everything go just to focus on building this one business and this one income stream to 6 figures in 1 year. All eyeballs are on me and the company right now, right? And then a year, so I would have made a year in that company in November of 2020. October 2020, I launched a mini course. And now the company is looking like, what is she doing? Like, what is that? Oh, she's running ads. Oh, let's opt into her funnel. What is she doing? And compliance sent me an email and gave me an what's the word I'm looking for?
Ultimatum.
Ultimatum, thank you. They gave me an ultimatum to either continue focusing on promoting them because I'm a leader now in the company, right?
Yeah.
Continue focusing on building that, or stop running ads and stop promoting my course. Can you guess what I chose? Oh, by the way, they froze my account.
Yeah.
They froze my 6-figure business.
Oh my gosh.
Which was my biggest income stream at that point.
But again, you were in another job. Like there was.
Well, I had little other like affiliate commissions, but this one was my biggest one because remember I was focused on building that for a whole entire year manually, like prospecting and not doing any automation and things like that, and not building my list. Like when I say I let everything go, I let everything go. I wasn't even kidding. But then when I brought it back in October, and now all eyeballs are on me, they gave me that ultimatum: you're either in here or you're doing your own thing, but you can't do both. And I'm like, and then they froze my account. And so I was like,
peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out. It's
and
crazy.
So just overnight like that, I lost my 6-figure business.
Whew.
But here's the good news. And after I share this, I'm going to open up my slides, by the way, because I know we've been on for a while already. Here's the thing though, within 3 months, because I have the skill sets, within 3 months, I was able to pop back up to a 6-figure income just like that.
Lisa, I know you want to jump in and share some slides, but I want to share a quote that you said that I want our audience to hear because I think it has so much power in it. And we're right on topic right now. You said, businesses come and go, but my skill set and mindset is something no one can take away from me.
Oh, dude, you just gave me chills on that.
I highlighted this weeks ago when we spoke, and I thought there's so much power in that. You're right. And a lot of times we are developing our skill sets based on the job that we have. So we're basically developing a skill set that somebody else tells us is the skill set we need to learn. And that might not be the best skill set for us. I'm not even talking about mindset, which is equally or just as powerful. But you are building a skill set to fit into a silo that somebody's saying, here's the skill set I need from you. It's not doing anything to help you out. It's not doing anything to help you for the future. And that's one of the perils I think of. You hear it all the time. If you don't go out and build your dream, you're going to build somebody else's. Yep. Jobs come and go. The pandemic came and 30 million people overnight didn't have a job. And I think the people that were panicking the most were the people that didn't have a skill set. They didn't have a mindset. And so everything that they knew was gone. And I love the fact, the part that nobody can take away my mindset and my skill set, I think is one of the most powerful statements I've read in the last year. And I know you're going to talk to us about that, but I just wanted to not let that go because when I read it, I think everybody needs to understand that your skill set and your mindset are yours. And you need to protect those because people will try to take them from you. but they're yours to own. And no matter where you go, no matter what the world throws at you, if you've got skill sets and mindset, you can do whatever you want. I love that quote, Lisa.
That's powerful. That is so powerful.
Yeah.
All right, I interrupted. You're going to share
All right,
something.
all right. We're like
Thank you.
we're like the we're so she's like, you guys, hey, get back. Sorry. You get us like juices pumping.
Side up.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Yes.
Oh, you have to enable me to
As
share
a
my
host.
screen.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's see. Make host. Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of giving away some control, and this makes me
Woo, I love it.
okay, you should be good, Lisa.
All right, we're good. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let me just
I
move
love
this
this.
video thing out of the way. All right, so in this little short, quick presentation, I'm going to teach you guys how to use a sales funnel to build your MLM business on Autopilot. And by the way, because I know that your audience is a lot of network marketers, but just understand that this concept applies to if you are a content creator, period, or a coach. Like, because I'm a content creator and I'm also a coach, but I also was in network marketing before I got kicked out. Right? So this strategy is this is the skill set that I'm talking about. When I say nobody could take this skill set away from me, this is a skill set. This is the reason why I was able to bounce back just 3 months later from that six-figure income that I lost in November of 2020.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay, so this is one of the skill sets right here. Okay, so let me start off by saying this. What I'm going to teach you has allowed me to rank advanced 7 times in that last company that I was with, hit 6 figures in exactly 1 year, and it allowed me to qualify for a car bonus that allowed me to pay for my brand new 2020 Tesla Model X in just 6 months with that company. And so this is me in front of my house that I built from scratch in 2017 with my Model X Tesla with the beautiful wings that stand up, which is one of the
I love it.
It's such a cool car.
It is. It's a really cool, fun car, and I absolutely love it. I still have the car because they gave, it's not like, a lot of companies, they're like, you need to choose this car. And what they don't tell you is that the company doesn't get the car for you. They give you a car bonus to help you pay for the car.
That's right. That's
so
exactly
the car
right.
was actually mine from the beginning. Okay.
Love it.
They were just giving me an extra $500 a month to help me pay for the car. So I still have the car and I absolutely still love the car, and that's that. But this strategy is, had allowed me to rank advanced because I was on the back end they didn't know that I was using systems and funnels to build my list anyway, before they found out about my new little mini course that I launched in October, where they were like, all eyes on me. This is the strategy that I'm going to teach you.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay. So how does a sales funnel work? Just in case, for the ones that don't know. A sales funnel is a step-by-step process that allows you to bring your potential customer or a new rep one step closer to your offer and a buy-in decision that, just by doing all the telling and selling for you on Autopilot so that you don't have to do it. Remember we talked about earlier how I said, there's a lot of network marketers spending a lot of times in like the DMs trying to prospecting people. We're not doing that anymore. Okay. So it allows you to build a list of hot prospects who will most likely buy your products or join your team. Now, most people won't buy or join your team right away, which is why you need to focus on building your list, which is the #1 asset in your business. Okay. Now, remember what I said also, that social media shut down. And while everybody was scared, what did I do? I wrote an email and sent it out to my list and made money. So again, the #1 asset in your business is your list. So if you're not building your list on a daily basis, you're losing money right there. Okay. Next, there's 2 types of MLM sales funnels that convert into new members. So there's 2 types of members in your company, right? When you're building a network marketing business, there's customers and then there's team members. And both of those sales funnels are going to be 2 different funnels because you're talking to 2 different types of audiences. What a lot of people do is like when they do, like, let's say a webinar or sales funnels for the network marketing business, they're talking about the products and they're offering a business opportunity at the same time. Stop doing that. Okay.
Yes.
Stop doing that. You have to, if you're going to be promoting your products or services or whatever it is, make it about the product or the service. If you're going to be building a team, make that funnel about, making money from home or something like that. Okay. Don't do both, because what's going to happen is you're going to, target, people through the customer funnel, and then you're going to turn them off by talking about money and how they can make money. They don't want to hear that. They're not at that level yet.
Yes.
So don't do it. It's hurting you by doing that. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, so this is how a sales funnel that converts works. This is the blueprint that you're looking at right here, and I'm going to go through each of them one by one. So the first one is the freebie. You'll see the little arrows pop up as we move along. The first one is your freebie giveaway. Now what happens is when somebody opts in to this page, they're going to give you their name and email address, and two things are going to happen. The first thing is that they're going to go to get into this page. Okay, this is the second page, which is called the confirmation page. And then the third thing is going to happen is they're going to be placed on your autoresponder. This is where list building happens. This is where you start building your list of people that are coming in and opting into your little freebies that you're giving away to help you, build that audience and build that list. What's going to happen after that is that prospect is going to get the confirmation email. And then once they click on that confirmation email to confirm that they want that freebie and that they want to continue getting emails from you, then once they click on that button, or the link, I should say, in the email, they're going to get access to the freebie that they opted in for. From that freebie, you're going to give that freebie, whether it's a video or a PDF. At the end, you're going to give a call to action. And this right here, this step right here, is what a lot of people mess up at.
Yes.
What most people do is they give away the freebie, they get the people on their list, they confirm the list, and they send them the freebie download or a video, whatever, and that's that. There's no call to action. There's no call to action. And this is where the money is made. This little CTA, that's where the money is made. The call to action has to go to your network marketing company, or whether it's the product or the business opportunity, because this funnel is the same, whether it's for you're leading with like trying to build customer base, or if you're leading with trying to build a team. The process that you're looking at is the same. Okay, the only thing that's different is the content, right? So this is the blueprint right here. This is what it looks like. Right. And so from there, from the freebie and the call to action is where you will get new customers or team members for your business. Now, keep in mind that your freebie, that's the front door to your funnel, the freebie and your end in mind, which is your product or business opportunity, your freebie has to be congruent with that. So let me give you an example. Let's say my product is a steak and I'm trying to sell this. No, I'm sorry. Let's say my product is a steak, but my freebie was all about living a plant-based lifestyle and learning about being a vegan. But they come into this funnel, and at the end, when they get my call to action, I'm selling them a steak. Well, that's not going to work, and I'm not going to make any sales because it's not congruent.
They're going to run.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
They're not going to buy it because they're vegans. Right? So you got to make sure that your freebie is in alignment with your offer, your main offer, which is your business opportunity, your product, your coaching program, a course, whatever it is, the process is still the same. Okay. Now, brainstorming your sales funnel giveaway freebie. This is something that a lot of people struggle with. So what will your freebie giveaway be? It can be a cheat sheet, a checklist, a swipe file, a guide or some kind of ebook, a worksheet, a workbook, audio recordings, videos, quizzes, e-courses, 5-day challenges, you name it. get creative, make it fun. And the whole purpose is to add value. That's purpose number one, is to add value, but also to keep the content of this freebie congruent with whatever is at the end for them to buy. Okay, remember, we talked about the steak and the vegan. Always keep that in mind. Okay, it has to be in alignment. So how do you know if it's working or if it needs to be tweaked? How do you know if your funnel is working or if it needs to be tweaked? It's really simple. Here it is. If you're not making sales, it ain't working. That's how you know if it's working or not.
Oh, I love it.
Excuse me. That's how you know if it's working or not. If you're not making sales, it ain't working. I mean, it's really, really simple. So the question is if it's not converting, chances are you're not following up with your leads, because the truth of the matter is that most people will not buy right away. We talked about that before, right? But most of the time it takes about 7 follow-up emails before somebody actually makes a buying decision. Yeah, you're going to get some people buying right away. I do all the time, but there's a bigger amount of people that are not going to buy right away. And so that's why you need to nurture your list. You need to constantly email your list at least once a week. Remember, the fortune is in the follow-up. Okay, the fortune is in the follow-up. So here's what you can do if your sales funnel is not converting. There's 2 ways to fix that problem. Your freebies is number 1. Is it congruent with your MLM products? In other words, I'll say it again. If you're selling meat to a vegan, that's not going to work because it's not congruent, because vegans they don't eat meat. They're not meat eaters, okay? If it is not converting, then what you need to do is you need to go back to the drawing board and create a new one to see if it converts better. Because remember, when it comes to sales funnels and marketing, it's all about testing, 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 and more testing and tweaking and all that kind of stuff until you find one that converts really well. The second thing is your follow-up game. Are you constantly and consistently following up with your leads? Are you providing value, inspiration, motivation, education to them in order for them to make an informed decision whether they want to buy your product, service, coaching program, course, or whatever? Are you educating them and inspiring and motivating them to do that? If you're not, they will forget about you and join someone else. Okay? Yes. And that's like the worst. So what tools do you need to build your sales funnel? Well, there's 2 very important tools. The first one is your sales funnel builder, and there's tons of them out there that will help you build funnels. This is going to allow you to create, remember the roadmap that I showed you? This is going to allow you to create your lead magnet pages, your confirmation pages, and your freebie download pages. And then tool number 2 would be an autoresponder that actually delivers the confirmation email with the freebie giveaway. And that will help you build your list so that you can create follow-up emails to follow up with that list so that you can eventually make more sales down the road, which again, like I said before, what's the number 1 asset in your business? Your email list, right?
Yep.
So what type of follow-up emails should I create? This is a question that I get a lot. A lot of people focus on building their list, but now they have a list of people that are opting into their freebies, but now it's like, okay, what do I email them? Okay, so this is what you would email them. You can email them a weekly newsletter, special offers or promotions, new product announcements, testimonials, success stories. You can invite them to online or offline events. You can, share some tools and resources, send freebies. Maybe you have some freebie products or something like that, or some samples that you can send out, and the list goes on. Okay, so that's all I got to share with you, but I do have a freebie for you.
Love it.
And it's actually my free class to discover the 3-step framework for building a list of 1,000+ hungry buyers in 60 days on autopilot without chasing a single prospect or wasting time with dead-end conversations in the DMs, which is what I am trying to teach people to get away from. So if you want to grab
Yes.
access, if you want to get access to this free class, you can find it at lisaonautopilot.com/free class.
We're also going to put this in the show notes so people can click on it and come directly to this
Yep.
class.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I have.
Awesome.
Love it.
Cow, I think that might be
I
the
love
most
it.
thorough presentation we've ever had on this podcast.
Oh,
I think-
really? Wow.
I think the best one was how you know it's not working.
Yeah. No sales.
Right.
You're not making any sales, any money.
Right.
I love it.
That's like a red flag.
I
The
really
sales
like
aren't
very
coming
quickly.
in. It ain't working.
I love the fact that you not only had a great presentation, Eric and I have talked about this a lot. And one of the problems if we use network marketers is it's really hard once you get into it to know what to do. We joke about you get all signed up, the product's awesome, you're going to recruit 1 million people. Monday morning at 8 o'clock comes and you're in front of your computer wondering what you do. I know that's a problem that we've all faced. And I think the hardest part to, like Eric talked to, get through the noise and the static out there is what tools are out there that I can use to automate my business. And I really like the way that you've sifted through that. It's really easy. There wasn't a list of 30 things somebody needs to go do. It's like, hey, let me give it to you in bite-sized, digestible pieces. Do these things and it will work. The simplicity of it, I think, is where the beauty is.
Hey, I want to ask you a question because this is something, especially being a leader and going through what you've gone through, because, I believe that you are the brand, you are the product. Like, I think most people don't realize network marketing, they focus on the product. Your product is people. You're in the people business and people connect with people. And so if you look at network marketing, they are ran by compliance. You got 1 million crazy people saying crazy things. And so their site and the replicated sites are very boring and compliant, and it's about product. I've always, and this, I'm just curious to get your thoughts. I look at it as you need to build your brand. You're the hub. Like
Right.
what you just did. Hey, I'm bringing you in. I'm going to give you so much value, but I'm going to bring you into my world. Then we can kind of lead. Because I feel like if something ever goes wrong with the network marketing company, it's like, that was just here. Like, we're still a family. Like, here, now we're over here. I'm going to help you kind of go. I don't think a lot of people think like that. What's your thoughts on that?
Exactly what you said, right? It is about branding yourself. It is about leading with you and not, because there's a lot of people, I'll take my ceiling remote, for example, right? Let's say this was the product. There's a lot of people that are like this. They're taking pictures, they're taking videos, they're like, oh, like just showcasing their product.
Yeah.
When really no one cares. What's that TikTok audio? It says, we do not care.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That TikTok audio, right? We do not care.
Or just the replicated site.
Right.
How many people just send out, like, I'm just going to send out like my whole list of the replicated site.
Right.
And it's like, oh,
no. We do not care. No one cares, right? No one cares about your company, or I should say, no one cares about your product. No one cares about your business opportunity. No one cares about that. What they're looking for is a transformation, and what they're looking for is a solution to their problem, right? And that's why I love creating freebie funnels, because freebie funnels allows you to position yourself and brand yourself as that person who adds value. But again, the value has to be congruent with what's back here, which is your offer. So this thing is back here.
yes.
I'm
Yes.
up here and this thing is back here, and nobody sees this because they got to go through me and my brand first.
I love it.
They have to go through my training first. I have to give them value. So let's say, for example, let's say this was a weight loss shake. This was an MLM company weight loss shake. I'm not going to sit here and, promote my weight loss shake and be the poster child for my weight loss shake, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to have my weight loss shake back here. But what I'm going to do on the front end is, let's say, for example, this weight loss shake helped me lose 30 pounds in 90 days. So now I have a result.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to lead with. So my opt-in will be, let me show you how I lost 30 pounds in 90 days. So when they opt in, maybe I'll shoot a video on how I did it, you know, to share some tips, to share maybe like my meal plans, my workouts, my routine, whatever it is, my meal, whatever, right? I will share the things that helped me get a result. And that would be my freebie. But my call to action, remember CTA?
Yes.
That button at the bottom,
Yeah.
right? That call to action is going to be, by the way, what accelerated my results was this thing. This is what took it over. I mean, you can go ahead and apply what I taught. You know, you could use my meal plans, you could use my workouts, but guess what accelerated my results?
This thing here.
Too many people start with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me show you this, and they never get to even the second step.
Right. Exactly. And if you people, here's another thing, another objection. Well, Lisa, I don't have results yet. Okay, well, you have a company that probably has 1 million people with results. Pull someone out and interview them, and that can be your freebie.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that's really good. Go,
right?
Just ask them.
The goal is to build a
them.
list. So figure out how you're going to get somebody on your list.
I love it.
Even if you have to use somebody else's story and you don't have your own. And so you interview the person that did lose the 30 pounds in 90 days. Mm-hmm. They opted to your list. Now they're on your list. And guess what? The process is still the same. You want to learn how she accelerated her weight loss? It was with this. Go click the link below.
Ooh, I think that is a huge. So many people say that I haven't got the result. It's like, well, how much money have you made? I haven't made any money. Or how much have you lost? You really haven't lost any. Go interview the person that has the results. That is so good.
It's a way to leverage it. I love that. That's great.
So everybody that's watching this, you just heard from Lisa. You got to go jump in, go learn. I mean, she's given you this much. Go learn the full package. And again, build your skill set, your mindset. The more you can go, and it's funny, there was a point in my life to where I'm probably on every single person's list. I just loved it. I loved opting. Like, people are like, oh my, you're going to email me something. Get over it. Like, yes, but you can learn from these people that are doing it. Go opt into everyone's list and go learn, like, hey, I like that. Oh, I like this, or I can take this, or I can do that. Get away from, oh man, I'm so scared to give out my email. I'm going to get so much spam. You know, how hard is it to go get a new Gmail account? You know, and keep this as your marketing asset, your marketing library.
Right. Yep. Yeah. I do that too. I have one email and I opt into everybody's offers just to kind of like go through their funnels, because I'm an observer. I want to go and dissect everything that somebody else is doing and just look at everything. Where are they? How are they structuring their funnel? What kind of emails are they sending? How are the emails structured? What are they saying? What words are they using? What call to actions are they giving? Like, I want to like just analyze everything, because again, I'm all about building my skill sets.
Well, it's also, you know, I think people feel like it isn't about go and plagiarize, go and copy. It's about go learn and pull. Like,
I call it modeling.
Modeling. That's model. If somebody's successful, why are you going to go try to do it your way?
Totally different.
Like, go model success. Yeah.
You know, we had Tanya Liza on, and you guys, a lot of the stuff you said is similar, which lets us know that's what works. You're both very successful. One thing she said about marketing is, whether you get this freebie, which, by the way, if you create enough value in your freebie, all you're asking somebody for is their email address, not their social security number, not their firstborn, just their email address. But she said, if you're a marketer, a great way to get content is what moves you. You know, if you put your email address in for a freebie, you're going to find something that you react to that causes a reaction. She said the great marketers, and along the same theme as you are, they pull that out and you can repurpose it and say, great, this touched me this way. And that makes that content or that information uniquely yours because you're sharing how it made you feel. And it gives great ideas as far as content or other marketing pieces or maybe freebies that you can put out on your own.
Exactly.
I love it. Hey, so we are about at an hour.
We've gone over.
Have we gone over?
We have
a little bit over.
You know
but we've got it. Hey,
time for the
but
five.
This is too good. Yes. So we've got it. We've got to ask Lisa the last 5 questions.
So these are 5 questions, Lisa. They're really easy. There's no right or wrong answer unless you answer it wrong.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
Yeah, I love it. There's no wrong answer unless you answer it wrong.
Unless it's wrong. No, one thing that I like about our guests that don't want these questions is they're not difficult questions. They're really just designed to say what comes to your mind first and helps people get a little bit more insight into, you know, how you think about things, how you react. And so whatever comes to mind first, like I said, there's no wrong answer. Share how you feel. And then when the questions are over, we'll give you a chance to let people know where they can come find you, connect with you, you know, get involved in your courses, give you a chance to do that. But are you ready? Do you want to do some jumping jacks?
Woo! Yeah, she's like, let's do this.
All right. Let's get started. All right. Question number 1. My purpose is.
My purpose is to help others create a transformation, the same kind of transformation that I created in my life so that they can live a life of freedom like I'm living right now.
You're well on your way to doing that.
Keyword freedom.
All right. Middle name freedom. I'm not going to forget that.
That's right.
Question number 2. My vision is.
My vision is to create an environment of a whole bunch of like entrepreneurs who are in the, and this is actually something that I'm literally working on right now as we speak, because I'm actually launching something in January that will allow me to do this. But my vision is to create an environment of network marketers, content creators, and coaches in a group setting environment, and to actually take them offline and do like an offline mastermind to help them create an in-person transformation with me. That's like my vision, to actually be there, touching them, hugging them, feeling them, kissing them, all that kind of stuff, and creating that in-person transformation. Because there's nothing like, I mean, I know there's COVID and stuff like that, but it's going to be a very small, intimate group setting of these like-minded people that I can literally, like, my vision is to do that at least once a year.
I love that. I think
because that vision is not just my vision. That vision is to help them transform.
Well, you count Eric and I in that group. That's
I'm giving you a hug right now. We're huggers. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. All right. Moving on. Question number 3. I am.
I'm a badass.
Oh,
we talked about when you came on, like superhuman.
I'm a badass. I've been waiting for somebody to say that.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm a champ.
Learn from the badass.
I am a badass.
Yeah. I am a confident woman who does not, like, who says when she's going to do something, she actually moves through in doing that thing that she said she's going to do. That's who I am.
Love it.
Right. So I am the person that is working on, because this is something that I struggled in. I'm actually the person that's working on being consistent in certain areas of my life. Hello, we all fail on that. So yeah, so eventually I will be able to be like a Ray Higdon and say, I am consistent, and because he's like the most consistent person that I know.
It's beast mode. He's like, it's like Daily Ray Daily. It's like
he's a real robot.
Yeah, seriously.
I think though Ray Higdon has 26 hours in every one of his.
Right.
Most of us just have 24.
So I am consistent. I am a badass, and I am powerful. That's what I am.
I love it. I love it. All right.
I love it.
Question number 4. It all comes down to
building your list.
Oh, there we go. Perfect segue.
That's right.
It all comes down to building your list and building your number one asset on the internet. That's what it all boils down to, because that list really is what's going to help you create that freedom that you want. When you have a list and you're focused on building your list, again, like I said, we had that social media shutdown. You don't have to worry about things like that.
Right.
Right? And so again, that's the number one thing. The number one thing is building your list.
Build your list.
Love it.
All right. Well, you've survived 4. Let's go to number 5.
I'm sweating. I'm sweating.
Right? These are different questions, right? Not what you're used to, hopefully. All right. Question number 5. What I understand best is.
What I understand best is, ooh, that's a hard one. Let me think about that for a second.
Well,
That's
that
right.
would be-
That's-
Do I lose brownie points if I can't answer?
That's right. It's like moving up to that 5th one. Like,
I'll go back
okay,
and
wait a
you
second.
can edit the
You're
video.
trying to make my
He's like-
brain cells like work overtime here.
She's all, what I understand best is, oh, the video just stopped. Wait, it's like, oh, we just lost her. What just happened?
What I understand best is that when it comes to building an online business, it is all about creating structure, a process, and having a plan to execute to get results.
Ooh.
Mm.
A little 3-pointer. I like that, Lisa. You gave us some pretty good answers today. I'll be honest. It's interesting. I think this is more for Eric and I, just to really see inside the brains of our guests by asking these questions. But it's always fascinating to hear how people answer them, because at a certain level, it's how they feel about themselves really truly come out in those answers. And so you can tell people that have a positive mindset and skill set, and others that don't. But before I give you a second to jump in, and we'd like to have you tell people where they can connect with you, where they can find you on social, a website, an email address. But actually, why don't you go ahead and do that, Lisa, before we do.
Where's the best place for people to connect? We'll do into the opt-in page, but where I'd like to connect on social media.
Okay, so on social media, you can find me on Instagram. It's my brand new Instagram account. It is Lisa on Autopilot. Lisa on Autopilot. And same thing for my website, lisaonautopilot.com.
Got it. And now on Facebook, are you just Lisa Torres?
Lisa Torres on Facebook.
Okay, great. We'll get those in the show notes. Great website, by the way. I think you've done a phenomenal job with it. And
Thank
I like
you.
how your Instagram is newer. And I'm getting off topic here, but I love your organic growth. I've been following that lately, and I think that's great. Once again, it's another lesson somebody could come and find out from you. So we'll make sure we get all that contact information available in our show notes, linking directly to the front end of that course. But Lisa, you've been awesome. I think we had a great discovery call 5-6 months ago is what it seems like, but it was definitely worth the wait. I think you've given us some really, really good applicable concepts that our audience can use immediately. And that's really the value that we've been able to pull out of it. So I can't thank you enough. Hope to do this again at another point. But I really, really appreciate you coming on today, and we're thrilled to have had you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for inviting me here.
So we wanted to just say thank you, your time. We appreciate it. On behalf of Project Smile, which is our organization, our mission, our vision, our goal is to feed 1 million children per day. And we're well on that way. And so we'd like to feed 1,000 children in your name today, just for you, spending the time giving, the insight, the skill set that you've learned to our audience. We really appreciate that. So thank you.
And you're welcome.
Awesome.
You're very welcome.
Love it.
Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for jumping on today. We appreciate everybody. We'll have this posted ready to go, but we appreciate today's guest, Lisa Torres, and we look forward to connecting with all of you again. Thanks for your time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Lisa. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.